Hey guys, I'm Fancy, and you're watching the Good Wives Network. And today is Derby Day! We just finished up a live a little bit ago, covering the Derby. Our horse won, Mystical Dan. I mean, can we talk about that right now? Mystical Dan. He was 18-1. He was not a favorite, and he freaking won. He freaking won. And I picked it, and Sarah picked it only because he's Mystic Dan. And Dan the man is what we've been talking about quite a bit lately, right? Right? It's all about Dan the man and his relationship and patterns, folks, patterns. So I'm waiting for Sarah to come back over here and join me real quick, but we've got some updates to talk about and, things. How is everybody today? Have you guys been enjoying this Saturday? It's very pretty out today. It was a beautiful day for the races. No rain, no mud, no yuckiness. So, hey, Danae. Hey, Taylor. So, Danae, can you believe our horse won? I wished I'd bet. I so wished I'd bet. I wish I'd bet. But anyway. Oh, here's Sarah. Hey, Alicia.
Hey, this damn thing says that, okay, so it says that I have to go in and change. I've tried changing my settings, right?
Okay.
But it says that I have to go in and redo everything from the browser. I don't know what the hell they're talking about.
There is a help section or whatever that you can look up, but I don't know.
It says go back to your browsers and redo your browser settings. You may have to turn your phone off and back on.
Well, do you want to try that, or do you just want to stay here?
I'm fine.
Okay. Your hat was beautiful. You looked gorgeous. I'd love for everybody to see you, but you looked gorgeous.
Thank you. I tried really hard and I went really, really fast.
Yeah.
So, but it is what it is. And we tried, we had a situation where everything that we had planned went wrong.
Yeah.
But we're still going to, you know what? We're going to make lemonade out of these lemons. Everybody send in your hat pictures.
That's what we always do. That's what we always do.
Yep.
I'm trying to pull this clip up that I wanted to show, and then we can talk about it's fucking hilarious. Okay. This is so funny. This girl is just killing me. She's just killing me. She can't sit down for 5 whole damn seconds. She's just the mostest. So
I'm like, does she just like sit around and think about like, okay, what is the worst thing I could do today?
I think she does. I really do. I really think she does. But here, let's play this little clip. This is Sunny Hosten. I don't know how to say your name, but Sunny from The View.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hosten, I believe it's Hosten.
I had a conniption fit when she went on The View and Joy Behar literally told her she did nothing wrong. And one of the other hosts had to say to her, Joy, honey, we can't justify murder. And she goes, oh yeah, I forgot about that part. You forgot about that part. Are you fucking kidding me? You forgot about that part. You just forgot that the whole fucking murder happened. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what Gypsy has done. She has made it so nobody focused on the fact that her mother was murdered. No, nobody gives a shit about that. It's all about her and her poor little fucking boohoo story tale of abuse and just the worst mother in the whole history of ever, who did everything for her and gave her a fucking charmed ass life. But we all forget about the fact that she just murdered her mom in cold blood for dick. I mean, let's just forget. We'll just all forget about that. She's just fine. But here is a clip from Sunny Hosten, who had something new to say today or yesterday. I don't know.
And is she saying this in response?
I just don't understand prison love. I don't understand it. You know where they are all the time. There's a lot of problems. I have successful, beautiful girlfriends that can't get a date, and here she is having been pled guilty to murdering her mother.
Orchestrating.
Well, she pled guilty to second-degree murder, though. And so she's well,
No,
she's
she was
killed
not.
her mom. And you know, I don't know how you then start writing letters to her and then sleep next to her as a husband without like one eye open, because she killed a loved one. I just don't understand the whole fascination.
I think she's going to make decisions, good and bad, in other ways, like all of us. And I give her so many passes for
murdered her mom.
But owning.
She did do the time, but
She did. But my point here is, I wonder if the same switch.
I said I would about other people's lives. I hope she thrives. I hope she's happy.
But go ahead.
But you know, let her be happy. I think she looks
She murdered
great.
her mother.
Okay.
Everyone marries their mother.
Marries?
Everyone, that's one.
Well, then there is
a very famous
if
therapist.
she's gonna marry her mother, she's gonna need a shovel.
Oh,
This show is very dark.
wow.
You know, I love how Joy tries to play it the fuck off of, well, everyone marries their mother. What?
No, they don't.
First of all, no, they don't. And second of all, she said murder, honey. She didn't say marry. She said murder. And you're very clear that she said murder. You know what she fucking said. You know what she fucking did. Don't play stupid, Joy. You're fucking older than me. For Christ's sake. Have some fucking decency. I am just blown away. I'm more blown away by the bullshit from all the interviewers and all the people that she comes and sits with and talks with, and not a single one of them bothering to blink at the fact that she fucking murdered a person, her mom at that. Oh, well, let's just talk about your refrigerator today. It blows me
Ice maker.
the ice maker, the fucking ice maker. So here's Gypsy Rose's response. This should be fun.
Oh, she responded?
Oh, she did. You know she did.
My.
Oh, come on. You know she did. Yeah, she did.
And with no PR.
With no PR, because they can't seem to afford PR. They're millionaires and they can't seem to afford PR for themselves so that they can stop fucking screwing themselves over on a daily fucking basis. So this is from US Weekly, and it says Gypsy Rose Blanchard responds to weird criticism from the View's Sunny Hosten. I love how it's weird criticism. Weird criticism.
Weird.
Said,
It wasn't weird.
It's weird. It's really weird that a person saw that you murdered another person and then said, hey, I'd be really worried about sleeping next to somebody like that. Yeah, that's a weird comment. You're right. It's totally uncalled for. Absolutely no basis for anything in facts or evidence there, right? You know, it's just a weird
I love how she added the shovel to it.
Yeah.
Sleep with your
Yeah.
Have your shovel ready.
Have your shovel ready. So Gypsy Rose is confused by the recent remarks Sunny Hosten made about her love life on The View. Her comments are weird because she was so nice to me on The View. She was so understanding and sweet and wished me nothing but the best, Blanchard 32 said to TMZ on Friday, May 3rd, on her mother's birthday. This is what she's telling everyone. Everyone was so supportive. I wonder why she turned on me. Oh, I don't know, honey. Could it be that you've been running around flaunting your fucking self all over the internet, doing the most random of bullshit shit and acting like a fucking dumb fuck? Could it be that? I don't know. It could totally be that. I don't know. Maybe. But during the Friday episode of the morning show, the panel discussed Blanchard's rekindled relationship with Ken Urquhart. Hosten, 55, was baffled by the idea of falling in love with someone behind bars. I just don't understand prison love, Hosten confessed. I don't understand it. I have successful, beautiful girlfriends that can't get a date. Blanchard and Urquhart, who got engaged in 2018 but called things off the following year, connected during a prison pen pal program. You know what? I'm so sick of this sentence. It is not what happened. I said they were pen pals one fucking time, that they were just communicating, writing back and forth, and somehow it became that they connected through a prison pen pal program. No, there is no prison pen pal program that Gypsy Rose is participating in. Dude fucking wrote her. She wrote him back. They were pen pals. That's the end of the story. This is I hate this sentence. It's in all of them, all the time when they talk about him. And that right there shows you how inaccurate they are in their reporting. They can't even fucking get the basics of details correct in the way that they report this story. And that should tell you everything you need to know. But she goes on. While she was serving her sentence for the second-degree murder of her mother, Claudinia Dee Dee Blanchard. In 2015, Gypsy Rose convinced her then-boyfriend, Nicholas Godejohn, to kill Dee Dee after she allegedly suffered for years of physical and emotional abuse by her mom. Gypsy Rose served 7 years, while Godejohn, 34, was convicted of first-degree murder and sentenced to life in prison. She killed her mom, Hosten said of Gypsy Rose on Friday. I don't know how you then start writing letters to her and then sleep next to her as the husband without one eye open. She killed a loved one. I just don't understand the whole fascination. Urker isn't the only one who formed a romantic connection with Gypsy Rose while she was in prison. After her split from Urker, Gypsy Rose married Ryan Scott Anderson in 2022 while she was still incarcerated. Gypsy Rose was released from prison in December 2023. The following month, she appeared on The View to reflect on her incarceration. If you are watching right now, please listen to me and heed my words, that you are not alone in this situation. There are other ways out, she said at the time. I did it the wrong way, to which Joy Behar told her she did nothing wrong. 4 months after getting out of prison, Gypsy Rose filed for divorce from Anderson after 2 years of marriage. Following her breakup, she reconnected with Urker, and the pair got matching tattoos. She later confirmed that she and Urker were back together. After reconnecting earlier this month, we realized that our love for each other is simply undeniable. And if life is too short to not take a chance. But just remember, she's moving slowly, right? Gypsy Rose said to TMZ in April, we have a history that made for the perfect foundation for a new beginning. We are together and in a wonderful place in our relationship. We know it's going to be a long road ahead, but we are excited for the future. Fucking gag me with a goddamn
Gag. I just said the same thing. I said gag.
Yes, I agree with you. That's an interesting comment. Yes. She obviously doesn't care about dogs, let alone huskies. So the fact that she would get that tattoo is just another thing that tells me how crazy she is. Yes, 100.
What is the significance of the huskies? Like, it has something, there was something
like she
about
said,
it.
her explanation, and which is, no better than fucking shit on a stick, is that somehow huskies mean loyalty and dedication. And so it's to symbolize their loyalty and dedication to each other. Just as friends, they weren't together that weekend. Don't you know? They were not canoodling. Nothing was happening. Ryan was being completely ridiculous in his thought process, totally out of control and wrong in all ways for suspecting that Ken was even a problem. But, now they're together and they have a long history. And he's moving his ass to Louisiana for her. Oh, and by the way, the sister that said, she'll never be a part of our family. We'll never accept her. Blah, blah, fucking blah, blah, blah. Oh, yeah, she's turned coat now, too. And she says, if my brother's happy, I'm happy for him.
Right. And then she said, everybody could fuck off.
Yeah, and everybody can fuck off. I'm going to take this off my head. It's hurting now. Ugh. I've had it on for way too long. I'm not a fascinator person. I love hats. I don't like those. I don't like headbands at all. I hate headbands. But
I get migraines.
I mean, I do too. It's just this. None of this makes any sense to me ever. But can you imagine this? So she's like, Sunny was so nice to me. Well, because she didn't yell in your face and call you a murderer right there. You just think that everybody accepts you for who you are and what you did. No, we don't. And we don't have to. Shoving it down our throats isn't going to make it any better. No one is going to accept your bullshit anymore. You are losing followers by the dozen every fucking day. And most of the people that are watching you now are there to watch you fall the fuck apart and fall on your face and fail. which is exactly what I told Christy she was setting her up for. It's like, I don't know, maybe they could have had somebody that predicted all of this and helped them through it. But I was a horrible person back then for calling out Ken.
I don't know what you said last night when we talked about this situation. I said that I've seen in the last 2 weeks from her a different side where she's just been downright mean.
Disgusting.
And you said that for whatever reason, Ken brings out the worst in her.
He does.
And I wonder why.
I don't know. Like I told you, when I first met him, I was very suspicious of him. You can read my text messages in Patreon, for $1 a month. That shows where I was telling Christy, I don't like this guy. I don't trust this guy. Something is not right about this guy. What guy does this? Where did he come from? How long has he been around? Why the hell did I not know that she was getting engaged when I'm your fucking PR rep? And that I have to find out about it through a Facebook group because he fucking ran his damn mouth in there. And I had already told him not to. In fact, I warned him, don't go into Natasha's fucking group and run your fucking mouth. It's not going to go well for you. I'm telling you, Natasha's going to rip you to shreds. She even said she was going to do it. And then he went ahead and still fucking did it. There is something not right about that dude. I think he's got a dark force, just like her. There is something not right. His eyes are weird. There's just something off in his demeanor. He tries to come off as this goofball, this funny. No. He's a douche of epic levels. And he's a jerk and an asshole. Like full on. And I think if anybody was going to be abusive and controlling, is him. Not Ryan, him.
Yeah. I don't know enough about him. The only things I've seen from him, he just seems like this, happy-go-lucky, goofy guy.
Oh, she deletes all the truths and criticisms, you know who, because she deletes all of any of us that go on there and comment. She deletes all of our comments. That's why you only see the fluff and the love and the loveness of it. Now, I block and delete a lot of people too, and when I block people, it automatically takes their posts, their comments. I don't mean to delete their comments, but it happens. What did you just do? Something just happened, and now there's a big echo.
Oh, hold on. I'll turn.
Are you there?
Yeah, is that better?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, I just turned the mic off and back on.
Huh. No, I'm still echoing.
Let me turn my internet off and see. It may slow down the stream, but
yeah, right. If I see another slave queen, I might just spontaneously combust. See, I said the same thing about Christy. I said, what, she have a golden hoo-ha? Because I can't imagine all this shit for me.
I don't know, but, is that, I don't know if that's any better or not. I turned off my internet.
No. Well, wait. No, I'm still echoing. I wasn't echoing before, now I'm echoing.
Okay, I'm getting some medicine right now.
Okay.
Let me get out of.
Do you have headphones by chance?
I can't see. I have to use the wireless ones, and I have to sync it up with my Bluetooth, and it never works. Never. I can never get these. I've gone through 3 sets. So go on. I'm actually, I honestly not trying to be like rude or sarcastic or critical or anything like that. I'm being totally 100% honestly concerned for Christy right now. Mm-hmm. She is just like that comment. I didn't even see that comment before it went down, but she looks like she's in hell.
Yes.
I mean,
and by
she
the way,
looks.
Back when you're banned, you're really banned, because now You have again brought up the Dan situation. Once again, that's all you came in here to do. And we do not have the wrong fucking Dan. You're a moron. Oh my God, I just banned you. Fucking go away. My God. Lord of mercy. Huh. These people, they crack me up. Is it Bree? Yeah, it's probably Bree, that stupid weirdo, because she's mad because I posted the thing where she freaking put up the 93 ancient fucking guy from the 20s. Jesus Christ, that man has to be like 900 fucking years old. That's not Dan. The Facebook Dan that she keeps trying to tell that she's not going to put up because he's got kids and she doesn't want the kids. Oh, fuck you. That's not the right Dan either. We have the right Dan. You're ridiculous. And Bree, if you're coming in here to harass us about Dan, honey, maybe you should go get a nap. I'm just saying. Maybe. Yes, hello, Starlight. There is something totally wrong with that woman. Yes.
Who are we talking about? I had to exit
Bree.
and come back.
We're talking about Bree because
Oh my God.
This idiot comes in here. He came into the live earlier under the name of Stink. Stink. Like you picked that. Yes, that's exactly what you are. You stink. Yes, of foulness. You stink. And all that person wants to say is, you have the wrong Dan. Can't you take accountability for the fact that you have the wrong Dan? I don't have the wrong Dan, you dumb fuck. Everyone else has the wrong Dan. Sarah and I have the right Dan because we do research and shit. I don't know. Dumb fuck.
Wow. So is Danae in here?
She was.
Okay, because she's traveling right now.
Yeah.
And and working on some cases, and I was really intrigued to hear what she's working on.
Oh, I don't.
If she can tell us, I mean, if she wants to keep it secret, that I understand, but that's what was said in the group, and I was like, wow, that's fascinating.
Yeah, I didn't.
So what I was saying before I got kicked back out again, was that I have genuine, honest concern for Christy.
I do.
She looks, does she have lupus or something like that?
I'm not sure what she has. I
know
that
you've said she has health problems.
No, she's always had health problems. Always massive migraines. She's always had a lot of body pain, according to her. Okay, Danae left. Okay, thank you, Alicia.
She probably has fibromyalgia. I mean, lots of people do.
I mean, well, half of it, I just think she uses most of it to just get out of doing things that she doesn't want to do. It's convenient for her to, lie and say, I've got a headache or I don't feel good today, so she doesn't have to do something. But, yeah.
But she
looks very
yeah, she does. She genuinely looks miserable.
Like I told you, when she was on the Banfield show, she looked like she was completely out of it. Like, I mean, I would say drugs, to be honest with you. That's how out of it she looked. And I don't know if it's like over-the-counter medication or if she was fighting a cold or she was just exhausted from Gypsy's bullshit. I don't freaking know which one. But she looked very, very haggard and exhausted in that episode. And on this trip, all the pictures that I have seen of her so far, she's either looking completely wacko, like when she's running down the beach, whatever she's doing there to run out towards Gypsy. That's a fucking whack ass fucking weird picture of her. And then all the other pictures, exactly, for telling her to wear that pink dress. That was not cute. Right. Like, what are the people around her doing? Do they not have any control? Do they not have any say? Do they not tell her, hey, sweetheart, we're about to go take a bunch of pictures and that's not a very flattering dress on you? I mean, honestly, if I was out with my stepmother and I was about to do a press conference and be photographed and run around a beach and do all that shit, there is no way in hell that I would want to be out there looking like that. And if you allowed me to go out there and I saw the pictures later looking like that, I'd fucking be livid. You are not doing her a damn bit of help. And that's what you're supposed to be here for. Either hire a real P-fucking-R who can help you guys navigate this shit, or fucking put together something. But good God, you're doing her no favors. She's running around on TikTok and all these different creators and bullshit and it's just fucking crazy. And the fact of the matter that nobody is bothering to tell her, hey, knock it the fuck off, is blowing my mind.
Yeah, it just seems like every day gets worse and worse.
It does. And it means that she has no good people around her. And that's what I told Christy in the first place. And it's just so funny. Like, it's bittersweet for me to sit here and watch this because I called it all. I literally told Christy every single thing that was going to happen. I told her that the marriage wouldn't last, whichever guy she marries in prison. I told her that she would end up becoming, the laughing stock. I told her that she needed to get her in check and how she just spouts off at the mouth without thinking about what she's saying or the real world consequences, or even if what she's saying is possible, such as running to Nina back in March and telling her that there was going to be a federal restraining order put out on me. And it was going to be served by Greene County sheriffs within 2 weeks. And honey, none of that was going to happen because none of that is logical to the justice system. You're lying because you don't even know what the fuck you're talking about. Like, how I understand she thinks that Mike was going to get it through. Fine. But you don't run around telling people that and describing things that everyone knows is not truthful. There's no way in hell a fucking Greene County sheriff is serving me in fucking Louisville. It's not happening, sweetheart. Just like you told freaking the Springfield news leader that you were suing fucking Hulu over the act. And I about had a fucking conniption because I was like, there's no way you can sue them. I don't know why you think you can. Jesus Christ, Christy, why did you fucking do that interview? What is wrong with you?
Yeah, Christy had to come back and issue a statement saying, that Gypsy shouldn't have done that because she really didn't know what she was talking about.
Sarah? Who do you think crafted that statement for her?
Well,
hopefully
it was me. Yeah.
It was me. I'm the one that said, okay, now we have to do a fucking apology tour. Great. Thank you. Dumb fucks. You're making my job really fucking hard here because you can't fucking shut your mouths for 5 fucking seconds. Like, seriously, sit down and wait a minute. You don't have to be on the news cycle every damn day.
Well, apparently she does.
Shit today.
Well, she's, like I said, she's just doing the most. And right now, I mean, it's like she's bragging on the red carpet interview she did with Entertainment Tonight. Mm-hmm. She's bragging about, her boyfriend. And does she forget, like, we all know she's still married?
Right.
And so,
how much you want to make a bet within 2 days of the fucking divorce being finalized? She's in a wedding, a chapel with Ken. How much you want to make a bet?
She said she wants a big wedding.
Mm-hmm. They've got 18 months to plan it while she waits for her divorce to be freaking finalized, right? I don't know, 180 days. How many days do they have to wait?
I have no idea.
It's ridiculous. Enchanted, it looked horrible. Nothing she ever wears looks good. That's the problem. I'm not criticizing her because of her choices. I'm criticizing her because she is a fucking public figure, and the people around her should make sure that she dresses as such when she's being photographed, for Christ's sake. I don't know why this is such a fucking hard thing to do.
I can tell you right.
For God's sakes.
I can tell you right now that if she put out a request for a stylist, she would have a response in the thousands, and people, these stylists would probably offer to do it for free.
Just like her little best friend, freaking makeup artist, Alexis, who wants to fucking talk about how she's a baddie. And oh, you're just disgusting, dude. But yeah, at least she did her makeup well and made her fucking face look decent.
Yeah, she did a good job. But you know what I thought was kind of crazy is that she spent probably $1,000 or more on that gift basket for Gypsy.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. And then
And that was like,
yeah, exactly. Yeah, you're right. Gypsy's never been white wedding material. She never will be. Yeah.
she bought her all that stuff like before she ever even met her.
Yep.
And I was thinking, like, lady, like, I mean, you're not going to make any money off of this.
Why does my child have a shower curtain hook in his room?
He loves it. He carries it around and he pretends it's his hook. Like Captain Hook with his fingers. Yep. He goes, "Arr!" with it.
Mm-hmm. What? As long as he's happy.
Yeah, I know. Sorry.
I'm cleaning his room because he's still asleep.
Yeah, he likes to take them from me.
He's still asleep.
I know he is.
I got the wrong size shower curtain.
Well, I don't think it was her makeup that was not flattering. Yeah. Well, we'll go get another one. It's fine.
No, we're not. It's already hung. We're done.
Oh, okay. I don't think it was her makeup wasn't too flattering and made her orange. I really think it was the spray tan that she did, and she did. She looked orange as hell. She looked like she was related to fucking Trump up in here. You know?
Yeah. I love a good spray tan.
Look, I do my self tan. I don't look orange.
Right, you don't look orange when you self tan. For Christ's sake, can't somebody freaking tell her how to buy this shit? Like the fact that she made that video where she butchered all the names of the freaking products of the makeup that she was trying to do. Like seriously, look, you are a person who clearly needs somebody to help manage your public display as a figure. I mean, seriously. You are arguing with your ex-husband on fucking TikTok. You're going on YouTube calling autistic people buttercups. You're freaking threatening me and trying to put a hit out on my head. You're coming up in people's lives and starting nonsense. You're lying about your husband and what he did or didn't do. Like, it's just unbelievable. Why can no one get this girl in check? Like, what the hell, Melissa Moore? What are you and Lifetime even doing?
It's better.
Because I guess it's better for ratings. Like they said, the more crazy she looks, the more people are going to watch her.
Well,
Nobody's
and
watching
you know,
because they like her anymore. They're watching because they're like, dude, what the fuck? What's the new fuckery of the day?
you know, she's got a PR team through Lifetime. She needs to utilize them.
Shit for her.
No.
Clearly not. Clearly they all need to be fired. They certainly don't know how to be PR reps. And then the stunt that Christy pulled, good God, she only made herself worse and everyone else. She pulled that stunt with the fake PR person, and it made all of them insane. They don't care about her. You're right.
So, you know, you were back to what you were saying about Brie. Something is seriously wrong with her because ever since the Jazz Fest, she has been geeked out of her mind. And I used to work at 2 different daycares, and my daughter's mother-in-law owns 6 daycares in our area. She owns more than any of them. And for her to sit there and brag and laugh about how she was high on ecstasy with her best friend, and they went to work and they had a great time with the kids because they were high.
To no end. She's literally talking about taking X and going out and partying all night and then getting up in the morning, going to a daycare where she worked with children, and she's laughing about the fact that while she was still high on X, she was having a great time with these children rolling around on the floor, and they just fucking loved it.
Yeah, that I was like, this has gone too far.
You're not understanding.
No, I'm not. What?
She was like,
Oh, yeah, but no, because
she's arguing with the viewers saying like, well, what are they going to do to me? I mean, like fire me? I mean, that was like 15 years ago. Like, so what?
right. Oh, Enchanted, this one has me so mad. I can't begin to tell you how pissed off I am about the fucking dollhouse. That dollhouse makes me absolutely livid. At the time that she was donated that dollhouse, she was well over the age of 18 at that point, I believe, or close to it. I don't remember exactly when the article was from. But here she is, at least 16, 17, 18, 19 years old. And here is these people who built this beautiful dollhouse for a little girl who was disabled, and they gave it to her. And where does it end up? In a fucking thrift store somewhere. Yeah. Oh, swear to God. She took that fucking dollhouse from a little girl who could have really used it, that was really fucking sick, and she took it and then she threw it in the trash at a thrift store. Like, are you serious? You could have easily said, you know what? I'm really not into playing with the doll houses. And I just really wish it could go to a littler girl. I'm much too old for this dollhouse. I think you should give it to someone who's 6 or 7, who will really get a lot of years of use out of it. But thank you for the kind offer, but I'd really like it to go to somebody else. That would have been the decent thing to do. No.
Well,
Instead,
the
she
article said that the
press
article said she was already an adult.
Yes. Yes. An adult. An adult. She's an adult.
Didn't somebody who worked on the project find it at the thrift store and bought it?
I don't know. Somebody did, but how can you even? How can you even? How? How do you steal that from a child and think you're fine for doing it and take the publicity stunt on top of it?
Well, I know they said that the teacher and the students that worked on it were devastated because they spent a whole semester making that for her.
Yes. Disgusting. But yeah, Bree's talking about rolling around on the floor with children in daycares on X, and she just seems to think that's fine. Well, no wonder she fucking worships the ground the murderer walks on. This is a woman who takes X and goes and takes care of other people's children and thinks it's perfectly fine to be high and rolling around on the floor with them in an inappropriate situation. I'm sorry. That's inappropriate. We had so much fun, I'm sure. But the children did not know at that time that you were fucking high, and you shouldn't have been. Like, don't you see where your moral compass is just so fucking skewed? Like, you're laughing about this, and people were seriously disturbed by that video.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what the statute of limitations are, but I was kind of like hoping that the daycare or the parents or the police or somebody could open an investigation.
Someone should. Let me tell you something, okay? My little girls went to a daycare not very often. They stayed home with me or Craig most of the time, but my mother-in-law was working at a daycare twice, and so they went to the daycare with my mother-in-law while we were working, you know. And one day and this was when Sarah, my oldest, was extremely little. She was just learning to walk, and she had the stride right white walkers on, you know, those type of shoes. And she came home, she'd never worn them before. It was the first day I put them on her. And she comes home from the daycare, and the entire fucking front of her shoes, both of them, was trashed. I mean, as if she had been just rubbing it on a fucking rock, like for hours, and it was trashed. Like she had been wearing these shoes for years, is what it looked like. I was livid. Absolutely fucking livid. I went in there to the director. I sat those shoes down on her fucking table, and I said, first of all, you owe me a new pair of shoes. Second of all, what in the ever-loving fuck is going on in this daycare for this much damage to be done to my daughter's shoe in one effing fucking day. I'm not dropping off my dirty laundry to you, ma'am. I am dropping you off my child. I expect her to come back in the same condition or better than I gave her to you in. And this woman is sitting here making jokes about doing ecstasy and rolling around with children on a floor and seems to think that's appropriate behavior. Are you serious? Dude, let me find out that one of my kids would have been doing that. You would have found yourself caught outside, for damn sure. Catch me outside. I would have. Oh, man. Mess with my fucking kids. Do some shit like that with my kids.
Guarantee you.
Man.
You know what? It's a small area there, and I guarantee you that the parents know exactly, and the daycare people know exactly when what kids were there when this happened.
Hey Nicole, how are you? Yeah, so I mean, I just cannot believe this girl is sitting there on a freaking TikTok. She's completely gagged out of her freaking mind currently. She's been on a bender for 3 whole freaking days, and she's freaking laughing about doing ecstasy and taking care of small children. But you remember, we're just gaslighting her, right? We're just gaslighting her.
Well, and she admitted that she was addicted to Adderall at one point a few years back, and that she had a very serious gambling addiction, and that she would get all jacked up on this Adderall and go to the casinos. And she said she stole money from everybody in her family.
Wow. Just wow. And I understand the addiction process. Okay, don't get me wrong. I have lots of friends who are in recovery. I support them through their recovery. I have supported them through their relapses. I have, done all the different things that I could do. I don't think the Gypsy was addicted to painkillers, Nicole. I really don't, because she did not detox in any way, shape, or form. Hang on, that's a call from my husband. Let me go grab it real quick. Sarah, if you want to continue on.
Yeah, no, Gypsy, the whole thing about Gypsy being addicted to painkillers is a lie. That was just something she made up as an excuse to try to excuse her behavior, because it's already been cited by fellow inmates that were with her, as well as the Department of Corrections, that they offer a detox program for people who are going through an addiction to medication, and they are going through withdrawals, right?
Yeah.
So they offer special programs for them, and she never was in any of those programs. No. And as far as I know from any of the blood tests, I don't think that it showed up in her blood work.
I want you guys to understand something, okay? When this happened, my tattoo, when my attempt happened, and I ended up on a 72-hour hold, in medical hold, in the hospital. I was in there with a man who was detoxing, and it was scary as shit. I couldn't even be around him because it was so frightening. And he would just, all of a sudden he'd be fine, and the next thing we'd know, he'd be doubled over on the floor, rolling and shaking and vomiting, and it was horrible. I mean, I was so frightened. I was like, oh my God, this guy's gonna die. This is not okay. And I think about that, and she didn't have anything close to.
But but here's the thing. I guarantee you, this is one thing that I do know 100% for sure, is that in this area that we live in here in the Midwest, there is a huge meth problem. There's a huge pill problem. And the two pills that are the most highly sought after are the pain pills and the benzos. So the Xanax and literally like I believe for educational purposes only, in my opinion, that she was stealing the pain pills and the benzos from her mom and giving them to Dan to sell.
Yeah, that's what Nicole said earlier too, and I absolutely 100%. We've always thought that.
The reason why she took them with her was because they were basically a form of money for her.
Exactly. And she had 2 bottles with her. I think she had every intention of giving one to Dan and him selling it. I don't know what happened. What happened with her and Dan? Something happened. It did not go to plan. We know this. It did not go to plan. Whatever happened 2 days earlier that Dee Dee freaking freaked out and threw her out and all that shit, I do believe that happened. I just don't believe it happened the way she said it happened. I do believe she slept outside. I do believe that she went in the garage or whatever, or maybe she went to Dan's house or a hotel. But I think when she said she was outside sleeping with the bugs, I think she meant the fucking shed where all the bug foggers were, not freaking on the bushes outside where anyone would have seen her. I slept on the front porch. What front porch? You could not have possibly slept on that front porch without the entire fucking neighborhood seeing your ass. Like, no,
right.
You cannot sleep outside on the fucking porch in the bugs. Get the fuck out of here. What? Like, can you at least tell a lie that's even believable? Like, she thinks we're all dumb.
Did you?
Exactly.
Did you question her about that personally?
What? Sleeping outside
yes.
Stood firm to her story.
What?
Yeah, my mom threw me out and I had to sleep outside. That's what she stuck to. I said, so no one saw you?
That's what.
No. You had that shed available to you, but you're gonna make me believe that you slept on a fucking porch? You didn't think to go inside the shed at least? She didn't chain you to the fucking porch. You could have gone anywhere you wanted. In fact, if she threw you out 2 days before and you had to sleep in the fucking with the bugs, then what the fuck were you doing back in her house 2 days later to kill her? Why were you just not gone? You were already thrown out of the house. Yeah. None of her story makes any fucking sense. Not any of it. And the more you look at it, the less it makes sense. And the more you're like, Jesus, Joseph, and Mary, how did I buy into this in the first place? You feel like a fucking dumb fuck. I saw somebody in Facebook talking about that today. They're like, I feel so stupid for buying her story. And I'm like, don't feel stupid. Okay, look, she got the best of us. She got me. For 2 whole fucking years, I bought hook, line, and sinker that whole story. Now, I always thought she was lying about lots of things, and I caught her in them, and we talked about them quite a bit. But the basics of the story, yeah, I believe she was medically child abused her whole fucking life, and then she decided, to go ahead and kill her mom. I still did not think it was about abuse because she could have got up and walked out. And I knew it was about a boy. I've always said that. It was about a boy. It was about a boy. It was about a boy. No, it was about a man and his penis. Like, seriously, that's what it was. She wanted dick, and she didn't want mama to tell her she couldn't have it anymore, so she got rid of mama, because she didn't want to take care of mama till she was 70.
Mm-hmm. I mean, saying that you got kicked out, that would have been your perfect escape right there. You got kicked out, okay.
Great. Call him up, get on the bus, and head to him. Like, this is not rocket science, girlfriend. Hey, Michelle, thanks for subscribing all the way from Australia. Oh, my goodness.
She knew how to freaking, book bus trips. I mean, she was doing it for Nick.
Right, which is why I don't buy her story about why she fucking mailed the freaking weapon. No, that makes no sense. You were framing him. Come on now. I'm not dumb, and I was born at night, but it wasn't last night. Okay? Like, come on now. Yes, she really wanted the house for Dan and her to live in. I agree with that, Getcha. Totally, 100%.
Yep. And
yes,
she had a new car.
And Gypsy was an adult for 5 years. She would have gone down. Same with the Blanchards. Yeah, I think, I honestly, Nicole, I'm telling you, I think that the Blanchards were much more involved in the fraud than anyone will ever admit. Hello.
I believe that they knew the fraud was going on the whole time, and they were complicit with it because it was a way for to get them off the hook financially, for Gypsy to have all of these trips and money and toys and vacations and everything. I mean, Rod said he would send her some extra money so she could buy souvenirs when she went on her trips, but that really took the the financial burden off of them by
Yes.
being complacent
Right.
in the
And
scam.
you know what? The more and more I think about the child support situation and them claiming that they gave her, $1,200 all her life, blah, 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 that whole fucking thing, and could only produce 6 months worth of bank receipts for that to show that they did. And it was only like the last 6 months, whatever. I thought it very suspicious. But what I find even more highly suspicious is Christy has always alleged that Dee Dee kept taking them back to court, back to court, back to court, back to court. And it was all about her. Like, so when she finally stopped being, trying to visit Gypsy or whatever the hell it was that she was doing, then all of it stopped, right? When she quit the hospital and she no longer was going on the visits or whatever, then Dee Dee finally stopped dragging him to court. I can't find proof of any of that. Not a single stitch of it. There is only one court case between the two of them that anybody can locate. And that is when he called her out on fucking fraud. He was contesting the medical bills at that time. He was contesting the medical bills. He was in contempt of court for back payments of those medical bills because he was court ordered, he was ordered to pay them. And that's it. There was nothing more. There was no other fucking times. There was no times of dragging him through there all the time. And he was ordered to pay $100 a month in child support. And he had to, pay 50-50 on the freaking medical things. But what he was alleging right then was, I don't understand why I have any cost at all. She's on my insurance and state insurance. So these things should all be covered by those insurances. Why in the hell why am I having to pay more money for this? I don't understand. And he was right. And the fucking courthouse was like, no, you got to pay him. And they ruled in her favor. And that was the end. And we've never seen another court case since. So you want to sit here and tell me that she dragged you through court, put you through hell. Where the fuck are all those court cases? Because I guarantee you, if I was Christy Blanchard and that was my claim, I'd have every single one of them ready to hand to somebody and be like, here, she took us in June, she took us in July, she took us on 1992, 1995, 1997. Here's all the damn things. She has none of them. Just the one.
Yeah. Well, let me tell you what I know from my own personal experience is that if you have a child that is receiving a medical card, if they are on a medical card, they will automatically, without your permission, hire an attorney, and that attorney will take the ex to court.
No, that's all that cash in the
for
house
child support and payments.
Right. So all the cash in the house is not from child support. Go ahead, Sarah.
See, I can't hear you, but you're cutting out.
Okay,
but what I said was, okay, so my ex he never paid me child support. His parents paid me $250 a month, and that was it. So our son was supposed to be on his insurance because he was in the military, Yeah. And then then the child support payments increased because he was making a lot more money, and it more than doubled, but he wasn't paying it. So
Sarah, did we lose you? I think we lost her. She started going wonky. So yeah, I mean, that's the thing, guys. I don't buy any of their story anymore, and I think that the Blanchards were involved long before they admitted to. And I 100% believe that Christy, allegedly, in my opinion, for entertainment and educational purposes only, covered up a murder knowingly. She's the one who fucking floated Munchausen by proxy to the press. She's the one who worked with HBO to get them to get all the files before Gypsy's press plea deal. She's the one who helped them rush to get that out before Nicholas went to trial, so the story would be set in stone. She's that person. She's the constant in all of this. Christy is the driving force ever since Dee Dee passed. The second that Dee Dee passed away, Christy jumped into action immediately and took over the story and continued on. And she has continued scamming and everything else. And that's what they're doing.
I got kicked out again, but I was trying to share my story. My story is that my son was on private insurance. He was on his father's military insurance, but I had to go like against. I mean, I waited and waited and waited and waited because I did not want to sign up for a link card or a medical card or anything. But when my daughter's father refused to pay her medical bills, I had to do it. So I had to go sign my kids up for medical cards. And in the state of Illinois, if you sign up for welfare, your children immediately, even before you get approved, which takes a couple months, your children immediately get put onto a medical card.
Absolutely.
So they hired an attorney and they drug us both to court. It was not my wish. It was not what I wanted. And they went through like all the years of past child support and payments he had missed and things he had missed medically and all this stuff. And I ended up winning the court case for my son. For my daughter, that was a different story because, you know, her dad is the one that had like all the political connections, and for whatever reason, his case never happened. And he was the whole, and he was the one not paying support, and he was the one not paying insurance.
Right.
So he was the one that they should have gone after, and they didn't.
Right.
So, you know, that's kind of where I was thinking that happened with Dee Dee, was that they just automatically took Rod to court over that, and it was out of her hands.
Yeah, I think maybe, I don't know, but no, because she was taking him, she was claiming back support for the medical bills. So she took him. I don't know, but nothing after that. There's nothing before that. There's nothing after that. Now, you know, I just don't understand.
I'm sure you'd be able to find out. Did she hire an attorney, or was an attorney provided to her by the, you know, Department of you know, welfare?
I'd have to look at the papers.
I guarantee you it's a welfare attorney.
I don't think
for
so.
free.
I don't think so. I think that she did that, and she had means. I mean, her father had means. They would have helped her, you know. So I think she really did take him to court, but I just don't think she took him to court like they say she did. And I don't think, like I said, I don't believe any of their story at all anymore. Not a single stitch of it. There's not even one little piece of it that I believe anymore. Like, you know, the thing with the medical records, what was so crazy about the medical records and why, you know, we were so perplexed and we were confused by them, and we sounded confused by them in our podcast, is because we were operating under the assumption that these doctors were inappropriately and unnecessarily doing all these things, and we couldn't figure it out. And we were still looking at them, and Colleen and I and the rest of the nurses are all looking at it going, but that test came back and that makes sense. And then they're saying that they're going to do this, and that's okay. We see that. That makes sense. She does have a problem with her eye, and they're doing that there. Okay, that makes sense. And then it was like it all made sense, but yet you're looking at it going, because of what you're told, oh my God, none of this was real, and how were they getting away with doing this? And now that I think about that, I'm like, okay, look, the things that Dee Dee was claiming were wrong with her kid, they're things that were super superficial, other than the muscular dystrophy and the cancer, right? Those are the two big ones. But she's got all these little things, you know, the ear infections, the eye problems, the muscle tone weakness, blah, blah, blah. All of those things were real. All of them were real, and Dee Dee was not making them up. And I just, it pisses me off of how bad of a monster they have made her out to be, with absolutely not one single shred of evidence to prove it. Not one. Nothing.
Mm-hmm.
There is no evidence to prove at all that Gypsy was abused by Dee Dee in any way, shape, or form. And now that the chromosome disorder completely outrules medical child abuse, how can you even remotely believe any more of her story? You can't.
I just don't understand, you know, what's going on. And you know what? Here's the funny thing is, remember how we said with this chromosome disorder, it states that people with this chromosome disorder should not associate with other people that have this disorder.
Sure.
Like they're not going to get along. And I want to clear something up on
Yeah, I
that,
definitely want to clear that up.
because it broke my heart. Okay. First of all, I love babies. I love children. That is my heart right there. Working at the daycares was like the best and worst. You know, the staff was terrible, but seeing those kids every day just made that hard work worth it, you know. And I adore children. And I had 3 younger sisters that I basically raised, and then raised 2 little girls that live next door to us. And so I have so much compassion for children. And Bree took my comment where I said, this is a very odd, you know, diagnosis here on this case, like saying that people that have this chromosome disorder should stay away from other people that have it, because it's basically brings out the worst in them.
Yes.
It brings out the worst in each other. And I said, I've never heard of something where they're saying like, okay, these people don't play well with others
that have the same thing. Right.
And so I said, it's funny. It reminds me of like that old movie Gremlins, where they're like, don't feed them after midnight and don't get them wet. Right.
Yes.
Okay. That was me making a comment about the behavioral analysis and the behavioral recommendation. It had nothing to do with anybody's looks or anything like that. So Bree took that comment and she posted up a whole bunch of babies and young children that have severe microcephaly. And she said that I was calling all of these poor, sweet, innocent babies gremlins. And I absolutely 100% was not. I'd never even seen those pictures. But what I did find interesting is she does say that Gypsy has this chromosome disorder and she has microcephaly. She just has a mild case of it.
That's true.
And but this is the first time that we've heard her admit.
Right, because up until this point, she's been standing firm on she doesn't have shit.
Right.
She doesn't have it, and she was abused, and she was no. And there's no way she possibly has this. That's what she's been standing firm on. Now she's admitting to it. But now she's trying to, what they're doing now is they're doing damage control. That's why Brandy and Kendall are over there stating that this chromosome disorder discovery is nothing. It doesn't mean anything. That's what they're trying to do now. So now they can't deny that it's there, because I put out the test results, the full test results, not just the piece of paper from the doctor stating this is what she has and what it is. I put out the actual blood test results. Thank you. My husband got it for me last year for our derby party, and I absolutely love it. Thank you so much. I put out the test results. Those test results cannot lie. That is a blood test. It is a blood test drawn by some random person that freaking draws blood and sends you back the test results. Okay? There is no denying this. So now they're at a point where, fuck, oh shit, Fancy's called us out, and she's going to blow it all up. So now they're going to flip the switch and the script, and they're going to try and justify it in a new way and try to make it out to be something it's not. When it's very clear, 100% exactly what the chromosome disorder is, what the symptoms are, what it causes, exactly what it caused in her physical features, her medical problems, her behavioral issues. They're all linked back to the same disorder, and they're trying to minimize the importance of this disorder at this point, and that's
well, it broke. I can honestly tell you guys, it broke my heart. It hurt me more than it made me angry, because there were these pictures of all of these innocent babies that are terribly and horribly deformed. And she said I called those sweet, innocent babies gremlins.
Let's talk about that for a second. You didn't look up those pictures and put them up and make that connection? You didn't do
No.
that. You just said that what are they, gremlins, that they can't play together well, they shouldn't eat after midnight or whatever?
It was a behavioral
right?
comment. It was a behavioral.
I get it. So let me lay it out for you though. However, Bree in her fucked up brain made that connection and went and found the worst of the worst fucking pictures of this of babies with microcephaly, and then basically exploited those babies to prove a point that she don't know fucking nothing about. You made that connection. That was in your sick, twisted brain, sweetheart, not ours. That's like saying your mind, my mind, your mind's in the gutter when you're fucking 3 feet deep. Come on now. That wasn't our thought process. That was yours.
Never.
You're the fucked up person in that.
Never, ever. That was never what that comment meant. And that was never something I would ever say. These babies have no choice that they were born that way. And it's heartbreaking.
Right.
And I would never make fun of babies and children with this severe microcephaly.
Right. What rational person would? That's what my husband just said. So she goes and she finds all these fucking horrible pictures and attaches them to this to make a point of what? That Gypsy isn't as sick as they are? Like, what is your point here?
Well, hey, at least she admitted it finally for the first time that.
Right. But I don't know anything, and I falsified the documents, don't you know? I falsified those medical records, Colleen and I did. Oh wait, or did we steal them, or did we forge for them, or did they not really exist? Or there's just so many stories that these fuckers tell, not a single one of them being correct in any way, shape, or fucking form.
Well, I'm like literally starting to wonder if maybe there's something going on with like Bree and Ken and Gypsy, that the three of them should not play together, because ever since he came back, Bree has been geeked out of her mind. I mean, she did a 26-hour live after doing a 10-hour live
after going to Jazz Fest. Like, this woman is not okay. Something is seriously wrong.
Right. And she's talked about her gambling addiction and her addiction to Adderall, and then laughed about being high on X at the daycare. And I'm like, what in the hell is happening? Like, I mean, it makes me think like, hey, does Ken have this disorder? Because he seems to be bringing out the worst in them.
Well, you know, he just doesn't seem like a good person, morally bankrupt. I'm telling you, these are all morally and emotionally and anything. They're just bankrupt people. They are morally humans, bankrupt humans. I've never seen a collective of more fucking crazy people that follow each other around than I've ever seen in my life. And Christy is the fucking ringleader that collects them all. Oh, you're weird and you talk about us? Oh, here, come over here. Oh, you're strange too and you talk about us? Well, you come over here too. Oh, you don't like fancy? Oh, fantastic. We accept anybody who doesn't like fancy. Come over here.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like, where are your qualifications?
Where is the application to apply for this group? I'd sure like to see it.
Yeah, it's just definitely taken just ever since the jazz festival, things have changed. Gypsy's being a lot more mean and aggressive, and Bree has been geeked out of her mind. I mean, she's got like 2 huge chunks on either side of her face that are missing.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to sit here and accuse somebody of taking drugs when I don't know, but I mean, she's got the freaking pock marks, she's got the pick marks, and they're fresh. It's not like this is something from
Right.
This is a fresh freaking problem that she is currently having, and it's very concerning. Like, I've watched her decline over this. You know,
well, of course, you know, it's
worse, but now
because this is all your fault. You cost her business.
I didn't even understand that in the fucking least. You quit your business before I ever was on your fucking radar. You've made millions of videos fucking bashing me, lying about me, doing anything you can to freaking make me look horrible. And then you sound like a complete dumb fuck whenever you talk about Gypsy, because your only fucking reference for anything factual is, well, Gypsy said, and Gypsy, period. She said it, period. Like, I know. So it's like, what the fuck is this woman doing? And the glitter. Yes, I know. Hello, Starlight. The gaslighting glitter. That's what I'm going to call it. Her gaslighting glitter. You know.
Right. Well, I mean, you and your minions have cost her family half of their income.
For what? How? I blocked you from day fucking one, lady. So I don't know how I hurt you in any way, shape, or form. Except for the fact that you felt like you needed to talk about me for months on end.
But she's the one that put out that she put her business on pause when she started working with Christy.
Right.
And so that has absolutely nothing to do with us.
Right. Well, I mean, I did stop her shrinky dink jewelry business, I guess, you know, because the fancy merchandise just didn't take off like she hoped it would. By the way, there's new stickers of my face if you guys would like to order them on our website.
Oh, that'll be cute.
Yeah, there's stickers of me doing my funny little face, and one says "do your homework" and one says something else I can't remember, but I thought they were cute. So anyway, you know, guys. But anyway, I think we've talked long enough tonight. We've celebrated the Derby with you. Our horse fucking won. I'm so excited about that, dude. That was Kismet. That was Kismet.
Yes.
I mean, you got to see Sarah in her beautiful hat.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. I wish I could have come on the live and been able to do that, you know, but yeah. I don't know what's wrong.
A cracker. I say that all the time, Nicole. Christ on a cracker. And I say, oh, Jesus, Joseph, and Mary. Like, but it's been fun, guys. Yes, Mac, it's been very fun. And I enjoyed spending part of this Saturday with you and Sarah and the Derby and all of our friends. So keep tuning back in. Next week, we'll be coming back with, I'm going to do the Daybell updates. I'm hoping that Sarah and I will get to return to Natalia Grace, perhaps. And I definitely know we're working on Delphi and Crystal Rogers. And we'll be reporting on any updates on P. Diddy and Quiet on the Set. I definitely want to address Quiet on the Set next week because of this new lawsuit that Dan Schneider has.
Yeah. I mean, I sent you the links for it, but I didn't
I've had a chance to talk
read
about
it myself. But apparently, it's a defamation lawsuit.
Yeah, it is. He's alleging that they are sedating that he essayed children, and there is no proof that he did. You found about these people? Mm-hmm.
I thought that they accused him of grooming.
I don't know. That's what I heard. Thank you, Toddy. Fancy, I want to say you're getting your credibility back with a lot of help from Gypsy Rose. See what happens. People mess up. You get your credibility back. Shouldn't have been taken from the start. Thank you, Toddy.
Thank you, Toddy. You are awesome. And I cannot wait. One of these days, you and I and Toddy are going to do something together.
Yes.
And I am looking forward to that day because I love her. And when I first found her, I was like, Nancy, you have got to get with this woman because she's got great life experience and she has so many things similar to you as far as like writing scripts and things like that. And she knows the way that the system works. Yeah. And, you know, she's such a fascinating individual to me. Plus, I mean, she's the only one I see on here that has any damn common sense.
Absolutely. Like, it just blows my mind. Like, all these content creators that are covering this, 90% of them are completely defunct in how they're reporting on it. They don't even know what they're talking about. It's super sad. It's super upsetting. And they seem like they have no brains in their heads. Like they just jump from one thing to the next. They believe any story or don't, or sensationalize something without any facts, evidence, nothing. They're just riding the coattails of this. And it's crazy. Toddy has done a great job of reporting. And even when she's gotten things wrong and we've reached out, she's immediately corrected it and said, hey, I got something wrong. Let me talk about that for a minute. That's the ethics that I believe should be in journalism. I'm not infallible. I've said things that are not right. My whole podcast, I'm embarrassed by our podcast in many ways because the fact that we just didn't know what we thought we knew, and now that we know, I feel so silly listening to it. Like, I'm like, oh God, we were so wrong on that. And we were so wrong on that. But it's all we had, we didn't have all the information we have today. So
yeah, I even told you that you needed to take your anti-Nick stuff and put it together like in a folder and just be like, this is what I thought then versus what I think now.
Yes.
Because people reading it think, damn, I mean, you thought he was a monster.
I thought he was a monster. I did. I really, truly did. Based on the emails from Dawn, based on the case file, based on what Gypsy and Christy continued to tell me, based on his interactions with people. Yeah, I 100% thought he was a fucking bad monster, horrible monster. Throw him away, lock him up, throw away the key, the whole kit and caboodle. It took 7 years of me unpacking this, going through tons and tons of research, tons and tons of evidence, understanding who each one of these players was, and going back to school so I could understand Nicholas specifically. And my opinions have changed drastically. You guys think my opinions on Gypsy have changed? My opinions on Nick are 100% a 180. Like it's just a completely different thought process. And I would love for him to begin to talk, but I'm hoping that he continues on with his keeping silent as he goes to the Supreme Court.
Right.
And that was part of my breakdown, was realizing how big of a part I played in villainizing Nicholas to the public. And I played a huge part in that. And I was involved before his trial happened. And so I feel very, very guilty. I feel very sorrowful. I am very remorseful for the part that I played in that in any way, shape, or form, because the evidence at this point does not support what they are claiming about him at all.
Right. And that's why I said we need like it needs to be just a collection of like what I used to think, what I was like, what I was led to believe
Yeah.
versus what I know now.
And we're going to do that in the documentary for sure. That's part of what we're working on. And then we have a third book. So we have 3 books that we have dedicated to this case itself. We have the current book that's coming out, the companion to The Good Wives Guide to True Crime, season 1. And that is basically the transcripts from the podcast and then a reflection from me and Colleen about each chapter, each episode. There's going to be new information regarding the chromosome disorder in there. I know. Thank you, Luna. I do, but it's hard because I know that I played that part and it's so not who I am. But we've got that coming out. Then we have a second book that we're doing called It's All a Distraction, our 7-year journey investigating the life, the crimes, and the murder of Dee Dee Blanchard. That's going to be a comprehensive look at our journey, our path through this, and taking you through our journey to truth and our journey through all of the evidence and how we got it, how we perceived it at the time, what changed about it, all of that. That'll be our second book. And then the third book we're looking at doing is an expose on Nicholas and his philosophies and his thought process, and more of a deep psychological look at him based off of my work with my school and trying to understand him better. I wrote a lot of papers and I did a lot of research through school for understanding him better. And I think I've got a pretty good handle on him now. So those are the 3 books we have planned for this. Of course, we have several other books coming, and we've got the documentary series, Gypsy Rose and Nick, America's Sweetheart Murderers. So we've got a lot coming down. Okay. And
I have two questions for you. One question is, can you give us an update on where you stand with the book and what your predicted date will be?
So the first book will be out May 30th. And you can order it. You can pre-order the ebook straight through Amazon. There's a way to do that now. Or if you would like to order the paperback book early, you can come to our website, thegoodwivesnetwork.com. I still have to set up the shipping part of it. I don't know why it's not in there, right? So I have to go figure that out, do some troubleshooting. But you can order it with or without a signature on it. Both Colleen and I are offering our autographs. So it's a little bit of an extra charge for the autographs if you want them. So that'll be also available on May 30th. The paperback should come out at the same time.
Okay. So
our hardback will be out much later because I want to add some extra things into the hardback for sure, like extra pictures and things that they.
So we 100% it will be done.
May 30th, yes.
Done.
100%.
Okay.
I don't care if I have to stay up till 3:00 in the morning every day editing, it'll be done on time. That's why I took that extra month. I wanted the extra month. And it was funny because that extra month, when we first started the book, when we decided we were going to do the book, we still didn't have the chromosome disorder. We did not have it all. We still were working off of, okay, well, we're still trying to figure out what that one thing that we're missing is. And that was the one thing I kept telling Sarah and Colleen and this Sarah. We've been talking for months, and all I kept saying was, there's something we're missing. There's something so blatant that we're missing. It's right here in front of our faces, and it's freaking smacking us in the head, and we can't find it. What is this? I don't understand. There's still something I don't have. And you were like, well, maybe you'll never have it. And I'm like, no, it's here. It's here. It's got to be here. It's in these files, in something. I'm going to have the smoking gun because there's no other reason that they would be attacking me so heavily unless I actually have something detrimental to them. Otherwise, I'm just some crazy lady on the internet. Why would they pay any attention to me?
Right.
So that's what we have coming now.
It's and my second question was, when you get here, let's see, here in about an hour, when your ban on TikTok is up, do you have to go back and do 3 streams to reactivate it?
No, I don't have to do any of that. I can go live immediately afterwards, after it's gone.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. And then the other thing I wanted to tell you guys about that we're working on is something special for this first book. There will be a never be heard from member of the team. She was with me, boots on the ground in Louisiana, when we sat down and we interviewed all of the people that we interviewed. She sat in Bobby's living room. She sat with me interviewing the siblings. She sat with me interviewing Christy and Rod. She met Mia. She met Dylan. She was there for all of it. And that's my daughter, Sarah Sands. And you've never heard from her. And she has a lot to say. So Sarah will be conducting an interview, an exclusive interview with me and her that will be included in that book, because she has a much different perspective on where we started from than I do, because she got an eerie feeling the moment she stepped into Christy's house. I did not get as much of that eerie feeling, and I think that's because I so badly wanted the story. She didn't care. Doesn't matter to her. She was just there for whatever. So she felt that's why she removed herself. She even told me today, Mom, that's why I stepped back, because I just did not want any part of that crazy. And I knew it was bad. I knew it was crazy, but I knew you could handle it. And if you can't handle it, of course I'm going to step in, but I'm your dead man. If something ever happens to you, I'll release it all. She's like, I will go to every media outlet there is, and I will put it all out there, because I'm the only person who has it besides you, that knows how to do this. And she has such great perspective in all of this. And she's got different ideas than even I have about what she feels about this case. And things happen. She's originally who thought about the fact that Dee Dee might have known about her own demise, because in her mind, she was looking at it and that just made sense, especially after Gypsy made that statement of saying, I didn't want to take care of her until she was 70 years old. So this is really interesting. And I can't wait for you guys to hear her, because, you guys like me talking about it. Wait till you hear my daughter. Her insight is bar none. I am so impressed. Yeah, and so she's got just a totally different thing you guys have never heard before. So in the new book, you're going to get new updated information regarding the chromosome disorder. You're going to get the interview from Sarah that nobody has ever heard before. You're going to also get a reflection piece, on each episode of the podcast from me and Colleen. And there's going to be some other bonuses in there. So I'm hoping that you guys will really enjoy this book. I don't want it to just be the transcripts and that's all you got. I didn't want it to be that. I really wanted to make sure I gave you something new. So anyway, guys, thanks for tuning in and dishing true crime in the Derby with the Good Wives. Please make sure to follow us on all social media sites at the Good Wives Net. You can follow me at Spicy Red 92 on TikTok. Sarah, what's yours? Sadie Beth 1?
Sadie Beth 1 on TikTok. Yep.
One. And then we do have a brand new Good Wives account that is up called Good Wives Net 2. You can follow our Patreon membership club to get inside information, documents, and text messages and all the good stuff that comes with that. Everything that we do behind the scenes goes in there. I'm also going to start putting all of our notes, like our outlines and things in there, so you guys can see what it really is like, that what goes into creating just one of our podcast episodes, because it's pretty intense. So anyway, guys, and you can find all of this at thegoodwivesnetwork.com, along with amazing brand new merchandise. Our blog is over there. And on top of that, you can pre-order the book. So guys, thanks so much.
I have a quick question for you. I know that you have plans to spend the evening with your family, but do you think that when your time comes up on TikTok that you could give it a try real quick just to make sure it's back?
I'll try. I don't know what time that'll be, but yes, I'll try.
Okay.
Okay, I'll talk to you all later.
Okay.
Bye, guys.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for joining us. Thanks, guys. Happy 150th Kentucky Derby.
Thanks for tuning in and dishing good true crime with the Good Wives, serving up true crime one dish at a time.
And
bye, guys.
Send in those derby hat pictures.
Yes. Tips for goodwives.com. Send in your derby hats, and we will be picking a winner from that next Friday night. Bye, guys.
Good night.